With Classic down 1 game against Effort. Okay, we got cross spots here. Winning the previous GSL Code S, he is.
SK Telecom T1 Classic.
And in the upper left, our Zerg.
CJ&2's Effort.
Look at that
That's
early
a 9
pool.
pool.
Dat pool.
This is the thing about Effort. He can go for early pool and aggressive openers, and they aren't all in because he knows exactly how to transition. Like we saw in that last game, he went for quick speed before hatchery, made 8 lings, Classic defended it perfectly, and he still made it right into a macro game, no problem.
Man, I'm wondering if this is just going to blindside Classic here.
Yeah, you might
we were
just catch
talking
Nexus.
about how big this map is.
Yeah.
We see no sign of a gateway happening right away.
Yeah.
It looks like it's the same build as the previous game.
Nexus first in a gateway is almost the only build order right now. Like, you know how a couple months ago it was only cannon rushes?
Yeah.
Now it's like, this is the new build that everyone's using.
And it looks like it might get hard countered here by Effort. And this is how you win tournaments, guys, is you figure out what everybody's doing and you counter it. Okay, so we have 6 lings hatching now. 4, and then soon to be another 4 here. Now 6.
Well,
and it looks as though, let's see where the lings go exactly. Okay, so the drone does spot the space, so they can make a beeline towards the bottom right.
well, he doesn't have a hive yet, so it's not a beeline, Tasteless, but...
What? What? You're so dumb.
I'm so dumb!
All right, so we have the links coming down in the bottom right.
Oh, I love it.
I don't know what's
tell me I'm so dumb. That's so great.
We have the links coming down now, and this is panic mode here. Oh, and this is actually a really good play here because this will supply block the Protoss.
Yeah.
He just barely gets that Zealot out before the pylon is destroyed. And now he's supply blocked, which means he's going to be on 1 Zealot for a little bit. The Nexus is going to finish up. Excuse me, the Nexus is going to finish up. That would change something. But Protoss is in a bind right now. The Lings are hitting this Nexus down here. The Cybernetics core is not done, which means it's going to be a little bit. For any range units like a Mothership core or Stalk or anything like that.
For sure the Nexus will go down. He's made 18 slow lings here. And notice how he's just microing these. He's just trying to cost him mining time because he made so few drones this game.
Oh, look at this.
Like, this is... I'm getting so many chills watching Effort play. He's so godly.
A game that you might not... Ooh, he doesn't want to lose those 2. Okay, now this is where the sandwich attack comes in here. The lings are the bread, the toss is the peanut butter if you're a toast and you're vegetarian.
No. The probes are the bread and the lings are the ducks.
What?
Because ducks eat bread.
Oh, but I was talking about a sandwich here. Okay, so he just goes for the Nexus, and the Nexus will go down. Yeah. That's really bad. A 1-base Protoss. Ling's going into the main now. This is where most players would rage quit. If
yeah, and he's killed some probes. There were like 2 probes mining minerals during all that. So despite the fact that Effort was on 10 drones for a long time, he cost so much mining time from Classic, he's really not even behind. He's actually ahead here.
Well, the problem is if the Zealots go all the way across the map to counterattack, it's really easy for Zerg to thwart that.
Yeah.
It looks like he's going to do that anyways.
I think it's right. I think you have to try to catch him and maybe...
I guess you have to do something's better than nothing in this case. So the Lings are tearing up that pylon down there. There's 2 Zealots triggering the alarm here. The Overlord sees them, so Zerg just makes enough to kill 2 Zealots and goes right back to making drones.
He's bringing his second queen down, like 2 queens.
The odds of these Zealots even killing any drones is pretty low.
With Effort's micro and multitask, I would put it at 0. I would say he is not going to kill anything except a couple lings that pop out.
The queen micro, Craig has him.
Well, finally those lings going to end up going down.
Oh,
he kills
one.
Well, that was... ooh, he might get another... Oh!
Okay, he doesn't get it.
Okay, so he got 1 drone, costs like 3 drones some mining time.
Zealots.
Yeah.
Zealot count now reduced. Bottom, well, I should say the second base here is not as easy to defend. So some Zergs go ahead and attack again. I don't think Effort's going to do it now. He's probably just going to play it safe, but we do have cases where the Zerg will just be like, okay, I'll just do another attack now.
Yeah.
Kill the Nexus again. You have basically nothing here.
This is, man, like, Effort's just playing so well. It's crazy how good and smart this guy is. He's like choosing the right builds for the current metagame. He's microing. He's like way out microing Classic so far.
This is annoying. Really, Effort just on top of his opponent. Every second, he's going to make sure if you are just not paying attention, being lazy, anything.
Yeah.
Not thinking about that one thing that Effort could do, Effort's going to be there to punish you.
Exactly. He's that is what he's always done. That's who he is as a gamer. Now, what does Classic do from here? Because this is a tough spot. Look at this: 28 probes to 44 drones. The third base is going up, and it's only a little bit behind the Nexus, the natural Nexus of Classic. I don't even know what his plan is. Like, do you try to draw this out into a long game? Do you try to hit some sort of like gateway attack or something across such a long map?
I really don't know, actually, because
Yeah.
I guess it would be at the gateway attack to try to just hit him really hard, but I don't think it would work for Effort based off his experience. I think a long, drawn-out game. Look at this map, first of all. It's really easy for Zerg to have a ton of bases and be very far from the Protoss.
Yeah.
Very far.
That's very true, yeah.
Zerg takes that fourth base that's just below his main. That's not hard to defend.
No, that's like free base right there. This is a free 4-base map. If you don't take damage early like we saw Classic do, you get 4 bases if you want them.
Conversely, if Protoss decides to sit back and turtle, then Zerg could really tech up. Maybe, well, now that I think about it, maybe it is better if Protoss just goes for the late game. I don't know.
Yeah.
The problem with playing against people like Effort is not only is Effort good if he doesn't manage to tamper with his opponent at all, but when he does manage to do it, this is when you know you have a very good Zerg player. If he does any harass early on, the Protoss probably is lost in the long run.
You know, I was actually talking, and that's a great move, by the way. This is a great move to harass these minerals.
Yep, he could recall back if they get surrounded.
Yeah, and he has enough force fields that he shouldn't lose anything. But anyways, I was talking last night. I had Meta, the show about StarCraft, on with Mana and Targa, and we were talking about this map specifically in PvZ, in cross spots, and Targa was saying very good for Swarm Host. So if he wants to, I guess he could move up into that Swarm Host style of play, but Effort strikes me more
I don't think he would.
He's like, I think he's a Muta guy. I think he's a Muta guy, Tasteless. He wants Lings and he wants
Mutas. When you think of
Mutas.
how many years he's got.
Or Mutt-Mutts, as you call them.
Yeah, Mutt-Mutts. Mutas with Lings, or Ro32 calls them Linger-Dingers.
Yeah.
Well, he's actually going to move out here with the Roaches. I think you're right, though, with the Mutas.
Yeah.
You got that much brood war experience.
Yeah.
And there's really a lot you can do with Mutas. There's a lot you can do with Swarm Hosts, too, but I feel like if you're good at maneuvering everywhere, the number of different ways you can punish your opponent is bigger than Swarm Hosts.
Yeah, well, what are you going to do? Kite with the Locusts? They die.
I'm like, well, you definitely wouldn't do that. I'd love to see him try that,
yeah,
though.
I would love to see someone try to kite with the Locusts.
Well, the gateway count's getting higher now. And we do have that fourth base about to finish now, along with a macro hatch as well. So Effort's going to have a really strong economy. He's going to be able to produce a lot here. The Spire is halfway done, and he does have, similar to the previous game, he does have a lot of gas banked up.
Yeah, he's able to kind of do what he wants with it. But what I really like about his play here is... Oh, look at this. We actually have this. Oh, this attack is great.
Oh, my God. He needs more force fields there. He needs to actually stop that. Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, that's about as bad as it can be. The fact
that was like the upgrade that allowed Protoss to do so much more on the map. Blink.
Without Blink, he can't do anything. He has to. I think he actually has to take a fourth base. Okay, this is a smart move, though. Like, switching. Maybe he goes Void Ray Colossus from here. Because I don't know what you're supposed to do. That's, like, really tough. But what I was saying before is what I like about Effort's strategy here, he's like kind of just getting a bunch of upgrades and getting the Hydralisk Den, because on such a big map, he can get a Roach-Ling Hydra army that's big enough and good enough, especially now that Blink isn't going to income, that he will never die to anything, and he has the potential to push over and really mess with Protoss, especially now that Blink is gone. That should not have been part of the wall-in.
Well, let's see what Classic can find here as far as intel, because he has his 2 Stargates. He sees some Hydras. And now that he sees more Hydras coming out, he knows that it's not a threat of muted tech, at least for the time being. So he can definitely focus his attention a little bit more on ground here. Now we have 42 Lings. I think Effort's actually just going to go for a kill move here.
Yeah,
he's going to just try to end
it.
this.
It looks like it.
And it looks like this is designed to punish a Protoss that would have a 4th base, but possibly even kill a Protoss that's turtled on 3.
Well, with the amount of damage he's taking, the fact that he cannot blink against this army, like,
yeah.
What you want is +2 in blink against a bunch of Roaches and Hydras because it buys you enough time to get into your Colossus tech. He doesn't have that time. The robotics support bay is not even done yet. Blink is halfway at the moment. Tough situation.
Well, he's got this army set up out here, and he can hit from 2 different angles, and I think that's what he's going to do. Okay, he backs up and regroups. Now Blink's almost done.
That's some pretty good force fields so far there.
Yeah, Classics bought some time.
Yeah, and he is going to get his Blink to finish, and he's going to feel a lot better as that finishes up, but look, Tasteless, it's the mutt-mutt switch.
Oh, the mutt-mutt switch. That's where we get that famous, phrase, mutt-mutt what?
What?
Mutt-mutt, yeah. We might be the only 2 people in the world that find this funny. I think as we talk about mutt-mutts, I think that the thousands upon thousands of people that are watching this right now stare blankly at their computer screens. Well, we have the gates being hit now, but so far, Classic's got a pretty good hold.
Yeah, his micro is really fantastic there as well. Oh, that hurts.
Yeah.
He really needed to get something done with that.
The Colossus out here, I don't think this attack's going to work for Zerg. Zerg's going to have to definitely back up. But this is a tech switch Zerg can go into now. I think he's making 13 mutas.
I believe you're right on that.
I believe that's what, yeah, I was right, 13 mutas.
But you know what this has done, Tasteless? The Colossus just died, and he got every single sentry. And when you get every sentry at a point like this, when your macro's getting so big, Protoss can't really remake sentries, right? So the Lings are going to really help out against Stalkers. And what are you going to do? Sit there and make a bunch of Colossus against someone who is going to have 30 mutas shortly? Really hard situation. Probably we're going to see Classic try a base trade again.
I don't think Classic is ever going to get a 4th base here.
No.
I think you're right. He has to go for a base trade, but I think that would also result in a pretty straightforward win here for Effort. Effort can easily send his army around. Assuming Classic's army moves out, he can send his army around that. Problem is, it's kind of a screwed if you do, screwed if you don't situation for Classic, because if Classic stays in his base, Zerg pretty much wins by just consuming more of the map, attacking. If he leaves, then Zerg just counters and kills him. So
exactly.
This is pretty rough.
But Effort worked hard to get himself into this position, and it's really paying off. We see that there are some Stargates coming up for Classic, but it's hard for me to believe that he can get Anion Pulse Crystals and enough Phoenixes to make a difference before this game is already sealed.
Well, little pieces of Classic's army are getting whittled down now. Zerg is going to be able to easily remax. We do have a lot of mutas, and 2 Stargates about to finish here. He might try to switch into anti-air here to drive the Zerg back.
And Phoenixes, maybe these are going to give him a chance to actually somehow fight against these mutas, because he's never going to beat him with just Stalkers unless Effort really messes that up, right?
Yeah.
Because look at this, he's actually trading inefficiently against Stalkers. Does he really care? I'm not too sure. He's taking a 5th base right now. The gas is already done on it, because he knows all he needs to do is mine a ton of gas, and he should be able to seal this.
Oh man, he's going to hit this Colossus here. Is he going to get it with the mutas? I thought he was going to try to target that down. Okay, he runs away. This is a slow, pretty brutal game here for the Protoss, where, look, he's staying alive. His supply's not even that much off from his opponent, but you can see Zerg now has a 5th, and he's getting the gases there, so you got to consider the insane tech he can get. He can get whatever he wants in tech, really. The fact Protoss can't really leave. Yes, he can defend with Stalkers, but he certainly can't leave at this phase of the game. I think we have 5 more mutas coming in. Is this going to put him over 30 mutas?
He's
32
already,
mutas.
He's
wow.
He's up there, and getting those corruptors as well is going to help out. But sometimes when Zerg overcommits to any sort of tech, Protoss can come back in crazy games. If you recall that SOS Zest finals where SOS just had him dead kind of like this and just kept flying in with mutas and fighting stalkers like for 10 minutes straight or something.
What's important in a phase of the game like this is that you're keeping the mutas alive. You're not just trading them. Like for instance, right here, look, he's going to take out these stalkers. He hits the probes. He does some damage, and then he books it out of there.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Ling's coming down here, getting more value than the Zealots are worth.
Oh, man.
And again, here hitting the probes. It's actually 53 probes to 83 probes.
Look at how effort is everywhere. There's attacks everywhere. All the time he's poking, prodding, trying to find weaknesses, sometimes finding them, sometimes not. But when he does find them, a lot more damage is done than when he doesn't find them and he loses some Lings.
Yeah. This is how you play Zerg.
Deal.
Yeah, this is the ideal way to play Zerg. Is not just you macro up and you have more expansions. Is that you are such an overwhelming force on the map that the opposing player never really gets. It's one of these things you're punished every time you're out on the map. Shame on you for leaving your base. I'm a top Zerg.
Doesn't this look just like StarCraft, a StarCraft 1 Zerg versus Protoss type of game?
It does.
It looks just like it. It's like I'm getting so many chills. I haven't had this many chills in a series in a very long time. But this is so awesome to see, man. Like this is how you're going to see Zerg vs. Protoss go to another level, is effort doing this.
Well, cleaning up these Phoenixes now with the Corruptors and the Mutas hitting the Stalkers. Again, even if he retreats, the probes get hit. The third, again, for this game, I got to say, it slowed down quite a bit, guys. Now, here's a bit of a trade. He did take out a good amount of mutas, but look at this. Okay, I was going to say that, and then look at the spending here for effort. He just remakes everything he has.
It's 15. Yeah, he's like, well, I'm getting Hive. I may as well get a second Spire. Like, he's killed off a huge chunk of the Phoenixes, still denying that fourth. And the thing is, you can play 4 base against 5, but when you're playing 3 base against 5, that's where he can trade however he wants.
He just
basically
made 19 mutas.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the problem. So now notice this. He's not really that focused on mining minerals at these other bases, guys. It's just the gas. He's already getting a good amount of minerals. He's basically going to have his gas moving up at the same rate as his minerals. And that means, he can just make mutas.
Well, that's exactly how you keep a perfect muta ratio that costs 100 minerals and 100 gas.
Yeah. And that's what we're seeing here now.
You don't need Lings.
You don't need, well, you could.
Because 50 mutas.
Yeah. Otherwise, what are you going to do with all that extra gas?
Yeah. What are you going to infest? No, man. Who needs infestors? It's all about 50 mutas. When you hit 50, it's like a game timer thing. It's like, oh, you win 50 mutas. It's like a campaign thing.
It's like level 30 of Tetris. Like the game just ends there.
Yeah. The little guy in the hat comes out and
too
dances.
fast, like with the blocks coming down. Yeah, it's just that's the end of the game. So.
We'll watch this, Taste. Muta's going to the main.
All right. I have to say, guys, this is a bit of an anticlimactic ending. This is kind of like the drawn-out version of, Zerg in a single-player campaign, Heart of the Swarm cutscene. We basically saw that Viking land and get killed by an Ultra too many times to count now. Well,
yeah,
there's really nothing else to get. Look at the upper left side of the map. How often do we even cast games with this many bases?
Yeah, and he's just continuing to take them too.
Yeah.
His income is like really pretty crazy. His gas income is 3 times almost that of his opponent, and then his mineral income is twice as much almost. It's like that's a huge ratio. But we have a lot of Phoenixes out here. Notice he is switching his tech up a little bit. He may have to switch units to actually end the game.
And he can switch to basically whatever he wants. I mean,
well, there's like no Colossus out. It's just Blinkstalkers, so it almost does not even matter which units he makes, because the only thing that's being countered right now is Mutalisks.
Well, you might have to lose some of those mutas before he can. Oh, well, he has some hiders out. Well, I got to say, for a game that's been over for a while, this is probably one of the more drawn-out ones, but that's in part due to how tenacious Classic is, and also the fact that efforts are played with complete and total caution.
Yeah. Well, Effort is just saying to himself, I'm not going to lose this.
I will not lose. I will, Zealots, no, it's okay, Artosis. They're changelings.
Oh,
Don't be
I
fooled.
was like, oh, this is how he's going to do his comeback. 3 Zealots against 3 Spines. He's got it.
Okay, Muta is going down now. Archon's going down at a more impressive rate. Hydras are now in here. I think this is GG.
Oh, yeah.
There it is.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you play Zerg. That right there is the second best StarCraft 1 Zerg of all time. And he is now good at StarCraft 2. It's a wonderful thing to see.
Yep, he is
Champion Champion Classic goes to the loser match.
Pretty wild. Our first best of 3 here, and the guy that won last season is in the losers match. He could be eliminated. Right. It's a scary group. We got Shine and SOS in this group as well. I mean, there's a chance Classic goes out. It's not the first time we've had it in a GSL.
No, it's not. That was actually a curse for a while where the champion went out in the round of 32 for a long time. And I do think it's going to happen again here. I don't think that he is actually as good as Effort or SOS, and I think that Shine is the most unpredictable, hardest guy to prepare for.
We're going to go to a short break. When we come back, we're going to go on to our second best of 3 Effort, or no, Shine against SOS. Excuse me. See you soon.